In today's video, I'm going to share with you summer home decorating ideas for your home. Keep watching. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in today's video, I'm going to share with you summer home decorating ideas for your home. We're gonna go from the front door all the way to the back patio, and I'm gonna share with you some summer home decorating ideas and DIYs for you to create something beautiful in your home this summer season. I can now tell you how excited I am about bringing you this new series, Home Decorating Ideas 4, that I've been doing. You know, we've done the table, we've done the mantles, and so now it's time to do the outside. So these home decorating ideas are for the outside for summer. We're gonna start with a beautiful wreath, but before we do that, I wanna take a second to invite you that if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. If you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you're notified about all of the home decorating ideas for series. And then also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a thumbs up because that really helps the channel and it's totally free. And one last thing, our last member videos just went up and I really hope that you members are enjoying those videos as well. All right, so we're gonna start with a beautiful wreath DIY for your front door with lemons and black stripes, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. Let's take a look. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna make a bow for my wreath, and I want to give it a really long tail because you guys know that I like it when the tails just dangle over on the door. I think it's so pretty when the wind just pushes them over, and it's just so elegant and pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these tails and I'm gonna insert this in a minute. So I'm gonna put that on the side. And when you're doing longer tails, you wanna make sure that you do the tails first. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just drop this ribbon on the floor and I'm gonna give it another short tail, probably about half of the wreath length, or from here to the middle, about right here. And then I'm gonna do about 4 loop bow. I don't want it to be too overpowering because I want all of the beautiful flowers and all of the lemons to really show. But we do have to make a beautiful bow. So you guys know it's super easy how to make a bow. Just pinch, and because this is not a printed on one side, all you have to do is bend like this and then gather in the middle and then do it one more time. And every time that you do it, you wanna make sure that you measure about the same as the last loop right here. So I'm gonna do probably about a 6 loop bow. So I'm gonna make sure that this one is a little bit bigger so that way they stagger together. I love making wreaths. I don't know about you guys, but I love making wreaths, whether it's for my mom or my grandma or just to sell or to just make and show you guys the techniques. I'm gonna go ahead and cut right here. So my form right here. And remember, because we're gonna add so much things right here, then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna forget about my bow. I'm actually kind of gonna squish it like this. We'll fluff it towards the end. So that way we get to do the greeneries. So I'm gonna start right here on the top. And then we're gonna give it about a half moon because I wanna be sure that we have enough greenery. So I'm gonna start right here. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. And these are the rules, the Ramon at Home rules that I have made for you guys so you can have a beautifully balanced wreath, and what goes up must come down. So we're gonna measure about the same length. A lot of you guys ask me, what is this pan? Now, this particular one, I bought at Goodwill, I wanna say about 6 years ago. It only cost me $3.75. And what you do is you put the pellet glues in it. And that allows you to melt the glue, and that way you're not using a hot glue gun. So in case that you are new to the channel, that's what that is. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this and add it right here. So we're filling in and making sure that I use all of that same greenery. Remember, I like to use one greenery at a time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna carefully making sure that I don't get my bow dirty. I'm gonna go right here close to the bow, bend down, and I'm gonna go right here close to it one more time. All right, don't forget to go inside as well because you don't want a wreath that is just flat on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some of these eucalyptus right here. I'm gonna add it right about here, making sure it faces the inside of my wreath. I have a few more of these. I feel like I need one right here. So it starts giving some girth to this. Look at that, you see? Okay, so now I'm gonna use some of this eucalyptus and I'm gonna start, I'm sorry, this lamb's ear. This is from the Walmart store, as I like to call it, Wally World. Who else calls Walmart Wally World in here? Make sure you face them forward because that really gives it that fullness. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these monsteras. So I want to go ahead and use them because I've had them for a while. So I also like to add like bigger foliages like this. I think it is so cute when you add it and it gives it so much texture. I'm going to start right here on the top and I'm going to add some of these monstera and look at that. It gives it so much texture because now there's like smaller foliages, bigger foliages, and I just love it. So I'm going to add one more right here and make sure that you go all the way into the form. And because they have that wire, you can really manipulate the monstera and make it look alive. All right, so now I'm going to go here. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this type of videos where I'm giving you multiple ideas for your interior design and your home decor. I'm having so much fun coming up with so many ideas for you guys, and sometimes all you need is just that one video to inspire you, and so that's what I'm trying to do with this. They are longer, but you know what? You don't have to watch it all at once. You can just watch a little bit at a time. All right, so that's that. Now I'm gonna put my foliages down. I'm gonna bring my succulents and my florals and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. Okay, so now I have my succulents right here. I'm gonna have my lemons at the ready, and then also all of my white flowers that I'm gonna be needing for this particular wreath. I also have 3 types of flowers. I have this beautiful, I don't know what it is. I got it at Walmart, but then I have this lilac, and then I have some mums and also my lemon. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna actually fluff my bow, because once we start adding flowers, we wanna make sure that we see some of these black and white in it and we don't cover all of it. So we wanna make sure that we fluff our bow really good. And look at that, isn't that pretty? I just love black and white. We've used it for fall last year. I haven't used it for Christmas, but I think I might do a black and white theme this year. So you make sure that you put all of these beautiful bows like this, and then never forget to dovetail your ribbons, because remember we have this thing that if I come to your home and it's not dovetail, I'm gonna ask you for a pair of scissors. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stagger. So I'm gonna cut right about where the wreath is. We have 1, 2, it's almost like a ladder motion that we're creating. Like that, and then this particular one that is the longest one, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this bow, I'm gonna make a knot right here to the side, and then I'm gonna dovetail right here. How cute is this? So pretty. All right, so now that our bow is fluffed, now we can go to town with our flowers, and I'm gonna start with this beautiful flower. You can use any white flower that you may already have, but I like this one from Walmart because it already has some greenery, which is going to help us to continue to cover the form. And then when you cut right here, you can also use this as a greenery. All you have to do is cut that little bud, and look at this. If you have bold spots, then you look for a place and then you add that greenery and it helps to cover. And this particular one right here, I'm gonna use, remember what happens on the right happens on the left. I'm gonna add it all the way over here. So now we're gonna move over to this side. I always like to give it a curvature so it kind of latches onto your wreath, like this. Look at that. And then I'm gonna grab some of these beautiful mums, and I'm going to go right here where the bow is. I'm gonna open that up. Make sure that it goes on the form so it really sticks on. I'm gonna grab another one of these mums from Walmart. I'm gonna open up right here. So I'm also gonna use some of these beautiful succulent picks from Shinoda. I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna add some right here. So dig into your glue. You guys, this is turning out so pretty and so fresh looking. It's perfect for the spring season. So I'm gonna add this right here, and look at that succulent right there. Isn't that pretty? It just gives it texture, it gives it character. I'm gonna add another one. So I'm gonna cut right here, and I'm gonna add it further on this side. Let me see, make sure that you have some of that glue, and go into the wreath form like this. And then I'm gonna add one right here, because when you don't have that many items, you make sure that you at least have 3 to create the triangle we're always talking about. So I'm gonna put my bow to the side. I'm gonna bend this a little bit on my glue. I'm gonna go ahead and insert right here, making sure that it goes in. And look at that, that creates so much texture. It gives you that succulent. We'll fluff our bow one more time when we're done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some of these flyaways, which is this lilac. And when you're doing flyaways, make sure that you have a longer stem, because that will really allow you to let it stick out like this. Look at that. Make sure that goes in, it is in. I'm gonna put one right here on the top, so I'm gonna select a longer one. And I'm gonna go over here to the top. Make sure it goes on the form. And look at that, that's creating a lot of that fuzziness of flyaway that I love. I will not make a wreath. The first thing I look for when I'm planning a wreath is what am I gonna use for the flyaway, because that's what really gives it that character. And I feel like I'm gonna add some right here on the bottom. So now that we have our flowers, I'll fluff the ribbon in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of these lemons from the dollar store. And then I'm gonna open up right here, and I'm going to insert some of these lemons. When you're doing lemons, make sure that you cluster them together in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add 2 right there. Then I'm gonna move down, and I'm gonna add 1 right here. But you have to dip into that glue. And what I like about that glue is because it really hangs on to the lemon. Look, I don't even have to hang on to it. It'll just dry, and it is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 more. Let's see. I'm gonna add a set over here. Okay, so we're almost done. We've added the whole top of it. We added a little cluster right here. But as you guys can see, it looks like your bow is just right here, so it looks really tight in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna show you a trick on how you can create more depth to your wreath with the ribbon. So what you're going to do is you're gonna find one of these stems that you had from cutting either a flower. All you need is like a little stick. So what I'm gonna do is cut the little stick short. Then I'm gonna bring out a little wire from my wire drawer, and I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna do 2 just to show you. So this piece of ribbon that we had, it was left over. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna pinch right here, make a bow, a loop, and then I'm gonna grab one of my sticks that I selected. I'm gonna grab some of this wire, and then I'm going to really tight. You have to do this really tight in order for it to really hang on like this. And so now you're gonna have this bow right here. So what you need to do is you need to grab some glue or dip it into your glue, and then we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna continue to add loops to our bow, and see how that just extended the bow over that way. So now I'm gonna cut from my ribbon, since I'm almost done with this ribbon, might as well use some of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it in half right here. I'm gonna cut, and this is something that is super quick. It doesn't take but a minute. So all you do is like pinch, make sure you pinch right here, put your stick in very tightly. You have to do this very tightly so it doesn't come out. And then also the glue will help it. And now you have this cute little bow like this. So what you do is you dip it into your glue, and then you go right here. I'm going to the form, and look at that. That just helped me extend the bow shape over here. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna put it indoor and show you what it looks like. Keep watching. You guys, I just want to show you real quick what this wreath turned out to be like. It was super easy, super affordable to make with Walmart items, and believe it or not, dollar store lemons. Aren't those cute? I just love the little knot right here with the mom and the lemon and the succulent. And I love all the succulents in it. I think it turned out so cute. It is fresh looking, it is spring-like, and the black and white really adds that French feel to it. I love it, but I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment and let me know, what do you think? So what do you guys think? Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? I love the lemons and the black and white stripes. It gives it a really fresh and French feel that I just love. And you know, I'm always telling you, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and that is at the front door. I just love to hear the comments when my guests and my family members come. And actually, I have seen some people walking by to point at the wreath when they are outside walking. All right, so now for our next home decorating idea, we're gonna keep it outdoors. So I'm gonna share with you a beautiful makeover that I did a few years ago for my patio and porch. The full video is going to be linked down below, but I just wanna give you a little breakdown of what we did. And we started with a beautiful forsythia arrangement that is super simple to make. And I really think that you're gonna like it and then also learn a few tricks. So let's take a look. We're also going to need some of these fake branches that I have, but if you have any fallen branches on your yard, those will do. Forsythia is a bush and it really is very branchy and very wild, so that's what we're gonna go for. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cover my vase or my container. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here on the top, and I'm just gonna go ahead and insert some of these greeneries, and you want to go ahead and use the smaller ones on the top and the larger ones on the bottom so you can cover some of this perimeter. And I am so excited, you guys, to see the patio makeover finished because it is going to be really, really fun. All right, as you guys can see, it's just a variety of greeneries so far. And so what I'm going to do next, I'm gonna insert my tallest branch. This is my tallest branch, and I'm gonna put it dead in the center. If you guys been following the channel, you know that when we make any type of floral arrangement, it doesn't matter how small or how big it is, you have to have a core. The core is that main branch where everything radiates from. If you get this trick, then you will have beautiful floral arrangements all throughout. It doesn't matter the size. So basically, I just look for the middle right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and push it all the way down. And like I said, because it's going to be a way arrangement, it has to have a lot of foam to hold it, okay? So then I have some clippings right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert some of these clippings. And just make sure they go all the way down, because remember, they're pretty heavy. Especially if you're doing this with natural branches, you want to make sure that you really poke all the way in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert this one in an angle. Make sure that goes all the way down like that, so it really stays in. So far, so good. So then I'm gonna put this guy over here to the side because I want to show you a trick. So I have this right here. What we're going to do is we're gonna cut them out. If you seen me do floral arrangements before, you know that I like to cut all my florals at once. So I'm gonna cut those three. Then I'm gonna cut these three right here too. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this video, and thumbs up if you are excited for the end result. I'm so excited to show you. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring out my skewers. I'm gonna only bring out three because I'm gonna elongate three, and then I'm gonna bring out my tape, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're gonna grab this branch right here. We're gonna go ahead and put this skewer right here. We're gonna give it a longer stem because we want our bouquet to be long and dramatic. I love drama when it comes down to floral design. I really do feel that one bouquet, just one bouquet, a dramatic bouquet, can really make a statement. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the longer ones, and as you guys can see, by adding that skewer, it really is giving it a lot more height to my bouquet. And now remember, the center one is your core, and you always want to insert in an angle and make it radiate from that core. Think of a tree. Think of any tree in your backyard. If I was to insert it straight up, it would not give it any girth to the arrangement, and you just make them look like they grew from that core. And then you graduate a little bit down and then insert a little further down into the foam like so, and just let them hang out like that. And then I'm gonna do one over to this side. And then I'm gonna start with the short one. So basically what you wanna do is you wanna start at the bottom now, and you wanna do 5 points. So I'm gonna do a star. I'm gonna do one right there. I'm gonna do one right here. I'm gonna spin it around a little bit. How fun is this? Thumbs up if you guys like a large bouquet. And if you wanna see more floral bouquets like this, leave me the hashtag floral so I know you guys are interested. So that's 3. I'm gonna do one more right here, 4, and then I'm gonna do one more right here. Perfect. All right, so far so good. Then of course I had 2 of these greeneries, and I'm gonna go ahead and insert them up here on the top, meeting each other. So basically what I mean is they're going to go like this, okay? So I'm gonna insert one like this, and they're going to meet in the middle. The reason why I wanted to share with you how to make that beautiful forsythia arrangement is because that's going to be my focal point on my patio decorating idea for summer. So now I'm gonna share with you how we transform our back patio from bland to super beautiful, gorgeous, and I just think that is so beautiful. Let me show you. All right, everyone, so the very first thing we're going to do to accessorize is we're gonna bring back all of our plants. And the cool thing about our plants is because we have gathered a collection of terracotta pots. I think it's very important that if you're gonna have a variety of green plants in your home, that you have the same pot. And in this case, I love terracotta. What do you think about terracotta?
Well, it goes with everything. It's classic. Can't go wrong with it.
It is very classic. So let us put the plants back in. I will show you and explain a little bit about it. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, so I wanted to show you a few accessories that we have gathered throughout the months here in San Diego. These candlesticks actually came from a thrift store. They're made out of metal, and they really bring a lot of height. Now, the other cool thing is because these candles right here, they're hollow inside, and I just drop a little votive in them to light them up, and it's like you have a real candle. So these guys were $5.95 for both. So we're gonna go ahead and put those towards the back over here, and that way we're gonna have some source of light and mood light for the evening. And I want to talk about her. She also came from another thrift store a few years ago, and I paid, I think I wanna say $25.99. It's super heavy, and this is something that is a focal point. It's gonna serve us as a focal point, so she's gonna go right here. And as you can see, just by creating a little vignette with some statuary, with some plants, it really does create a mood. Now I'm gonna bring the big bouquet that I show you how to make on our last video. It's a massive forsythia bouquet, and you will see how much impact that will create. Keep watching. All right, so this is the bouquet that I show you how to make on our last video. If you have not seen it, I'm gonna throw it up so you can check it out how it's done. And what I was talking to you about is how big and how bold this bouquet is, just sitting right here on the urn, and it really gives you that yellow pop that you really needed. It creates drama all the way to the ceiling, and it's gonna coordinate with the rest of our accessories. So we're gonna set the table, but before we set the table, I'm gonna show you the pillows and the cushions that we're gonna use to create a very inviting setting. Keep watching. You guys, before I continue with this video, I want to ask you for a favor. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up for Jamison and leave him a comment down below. Let him know that we appreciate him being on these videos. He really does not like to be in camera. He's super shy, but we have so much fun when we do it. So I really appreciate if you just leave a like, and then also leave Jamison a comment down below, letting him know that he should be in the videos more often. I just got a kick out of it because I know how much he does not like it. But like I said, he just really loves and enjoys the process. It's just that he's not a cameraman, but I really do enjoy and appreciate when you leave a comment for him. He loves reading them and he really gets a kick out of it. All right, let's get back to the video. So I have this white one. I really like to start with a base. So we're gonna put this one on our chairs. As you can see, they fit right in. And then we're gonna add these yellow cushions that you've seen all over the home. You've seen them in the dining room, you've seen them in the living room. And I just love the way these guys look like this. And they really pull all the yellow to that statement piece. We're gonna set the table and I will show you how it all comes together. Keep watching. All right, so I want to show everybody how you can use all the accessories that you already have around the home. And in one of our last videos, I show you how to create a beautiful tablescape using the exact same things that we used inside. We're gonna set the table right here. So we're gonna start with this charger and we're gonna go ahead and place it right here. Then we're gonna grab our basic white dish, and I really think that everybody could just do with a basic white dish because everything looks much cleaner. Always. So we're gonna go ahead and put our dish right here. Then we're gonna use one of these foliages. This is a Monstera foliage that was used in our centerpiece. We're gonna lay that down. Jamison is learning how to set the table. That actually goes the other way. You always have to mirror. When you're setting a table for two, you always have to mirror. So if I go this way, you have to go this way right here. And then we're gonna set our napkin right on top of it. And then on top of that, we're gonna use our bowl. And just like that, you have a beautiful setting. And just like that, you have a beautiful setting for your table. We're gonna bring a little centerpiece that'll tie it all together. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so the next step is to add your statement piece. And I have the same bouquets that we use for our centerpiece. Now we're gonna bring them out into our table here outside. So I wanna show you how this one creates a little bit of drama. And if you put the candlesticks right beside one on each side, they are about the same height. So it is balanced. However, I do think that if I add the smaller one right here, it really does create that feeling of height difference that we need. And so we're gonna set it like that, and this is gonna go onto the little coffee table in front of us. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, so now that we've gotten to this point, we're gonna bring some wine glasses, and James is gonna show you that these longer ones really do create and play with the height of the setting. And I love the way this is looking with the forsythia bouquet right behind. So far, so pretty. So far, so good, right? I'm having so much fun sharing with you guys this home decorating makeover again. And if you made it this far into the video, I would really appreciate if you leave a like because that really helps the channel. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We would love to have you here, Ramon at Home. All right, let's show you the end result. Stop right there. Now say if you want to see the full tutorial, I'm going to link up the video right now.
Okay.
And then back to the video.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to see the full tutorial, I'm going to link it up. And if you want to see the full tutorial of how we did it, I'm going to link it up here to the new video.
No.
To the next video?
Say it again.
Okay. And if you want to see the full tutorial of how we did it, I'm going to link up.
If you want to say it's not that easy. All right, everyone, before I show you the end result, I want to suggest that if you want to see more, hang on. All right, everyone, if you,
and if you want to see the full tutorial of how we did it,
there's a video. You're nervous.
And if you want to see the full tutorial of how we did it, I'm going to link up the video for it.
Well, that's all we have for today. And we really hope you guys enjoy the video. What was your favorite part about it?
Oh man, there's so many. Gosh, windows.